Remembers? So much time is already. Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time. And then Nahida won't have any more new Yeah, guess you're right. Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Anyway, for Nahida's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! But never mind that.
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. That's when I saw you two all the way over there. Huh? You can't say I saw that coming. Bumping into you like this will be... Hey, how...
Thanks, but no need. Oh...
Sounds good. So, when do you leave?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there is still a...
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going-away party or anything. Though, now that I think about it...
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida? Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bye.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
Conquering demons is what I do.
Only though...
Useless! Useless! Useless.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port! Wow! Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine! Paimon's heard that the industry here is just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found some... What do you think? Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of useful... Seeking out the 7 is probably still our best... Yeah! The more we can learn to... So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality. To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy, I think.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his...
Excuse me. Can I help you two? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but...
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that...
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way...
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on... Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated...
And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and...
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine, too? Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question.
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically...
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon person. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of a
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. Reason, it's
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from...
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described... Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is...
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get...
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the but who knows how long making an appointment will take? Hey! What are you looking over there for? Huh. Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her.
I'm fine.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem...
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Though people call the waters around Fontaine a sea, it's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And though I can still see that hill clearly in my memories, now he would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, but now the water is gradually swallowed. It won't be long before...
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be traveler.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get...
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too...
Seems you were...
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is...
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain... Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted...
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making...
Oh, all right then. Well, Paimon's just happy to have a look. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon. Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House late. Please, follow me. You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina...
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know it?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration! If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, Let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and her companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured. I see clearly, of course. Seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. And I, Thosalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been, but the Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know it?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose you had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god?
Whoa, talk about sounding high and mighty.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremonies.
Is she waiting for...
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see her.
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you...
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire her bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. She is Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Oh, yeah, she's right. Just a...
On Araneus, criminals are always requested.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind.
Whoa, all right. Now...
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a grand...
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much... Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, isn't it? According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this...
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina. Nope.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait,
Precisely! Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
you tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon?
Great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object.
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seemed.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I...
Performance? You see all the...
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
Just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. We never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just...
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little prep. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing...
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are...
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I...
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to...
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just... Oh, you really mean it? This is a magical item known as a magic pot.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the sea. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in
Many places have already been completely submerged.
many people carry on with their lives as before, and we hope that at least the people who, as a magical...
Oh, Paimon gets it!
Now, if...
So you're the blonde travel... Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought... Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf when you get the...
What's this? So you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it.
What? You mean...
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also believe in another. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to. So, if you ask me, when the...
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved...
I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that.
You should still take it. You never know.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really...
With the wind.
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? I bet you heard some... Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's...
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. Well...
have to use hydro to collect for maritime flowers. Go, Barbara, go!
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also... Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power-saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the Court of Fontaine.
So, we're going to the Court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest...
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her?
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't watch her movements carefully.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run. All right, let's go.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her? Oh no! Did she notice us? What should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might also be trying to lure us away. Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief. Yeah, let's go.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
No, that was all. Oh, I can't. Anyway, I should be going now. Thanks again.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already...
I saw the general direction she went, but Linny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Oh, did you get hurt, Linny?
I'll be alright. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling...
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to do...
You're right. I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a...
What a slippery little thief! Guess things turned out alright in the end, though.
Alright, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go...
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious...
This is an aqua bus. It allows people to travel between It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same.
So you mean it's still boring, even when I'm riding with you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Whatever.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's...
Oh, excuse me! Aren't you the great magician Linny? And his assistant Lynette?
Hello. I don't believe we...
I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
It's an honor to meet you.
Wait, could that be the legendary traveler who's been making headline after headline in their journey across Tibet?
Amazing! You recognized everybody almost immediately!
I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who's who, would I? Wow, today must be my day! Who knew
I would end up on the same boat as so many VIPs. Could my vision finally be showing me some favor?
So, Charlotte, what do you usually...
Well, when there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things... For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. That's fine and all, but what I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases. You mean the serial disappearances of young women case? That's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever... If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steam... Oh! When that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait.
So, what is the serial disappearances?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago. And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is but the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found. Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise...
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
The damned will sooner die again than let...
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little...
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by.
I have an interview to get to. I should get going, but...
Okay. Hyman hopes we can chat again soon.
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the...
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone.
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon would...
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound...
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me? Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago? Fontaine's weather sure is weird.
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry, it might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strange... It rained for longer than I suspected.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Oh, are you leaving now?
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner there? I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted, and the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid of her.
No trouble at all! Don't worry, we're on the case!
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks. I'll think of a way to make it up to you.
Oh, no need! This will be a walk in the park, for us. Hello?
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made?
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're...
Ah, these must be from Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders. No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of...
Whoa. So, is Linny actually
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in
Hey! Is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks...
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Well, it's a little complicated. But basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's
Huh? How can trials
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself. But basically, when a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice, and...
So that's what its other funk... But... Paimon still doesn't... Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief...
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called Mumusia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no? 7.
Huh? You...
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now's a good time...
Hey, hold on! Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first? If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation here?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too! What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring. But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find... Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far. Right, Traveler?
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forget...
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friend? Listen to me, boy. If you want your mora, fine. Why don't you come?
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients. You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
I'm sure this won't take long.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Oh, what's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Huh?
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their...
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides...
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see its work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about it?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself, but recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat technique. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the...
But what is it?
She never explained that. But my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale!
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the...
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that but it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember
Oh, it sounds like some...
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters... Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep. In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred, so engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused.
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me.
Well, that's child for ya.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
Huh? Your vision? You're serious?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, since we don't have much to do for now, we might as well walk around. Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along! Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Paimon never saw the whodunits here in Fontaine or a lot. It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mist... Oh, sorry about that. Hey. Lenny said that the Opera House was on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus! Phew! Huh?
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo!
Welcome to the court of Fontaine. Please, watch your step.
Welcome to the Navia line. I am Elfan. The boat will be departing imminently. Please do not stick your head, hands, or other body parts outside the boat. The Aquabus operator is not responsible for any accidents or injuries resulting from doing so. Also, please remember to buy the Steambird, though I don't read it myself. The destination of the current tour is Arenias. Points of interest worth visiting include the Fountain of Lucine and the Opera Epiclese. If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned new sightseeing opportunity. Human ingenuity truly is a wondrous thing. Bathe in moonlight. We are now approaching our final destination. Please be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. Even though I will take any forgotten items to the lost and found, the paperwork is rather annoying, as Melusine hands are not suitable for grasping pens. Please be careful when disembarking. It has been my honor to be your tour guide this trip. Thank you.
Huh? Go! Take flight!
some more romantic touching.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The Opera Epiclese. What? Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Lynette! You...
Lenny asked me to wait here for you.
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you?
I see. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you...
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro element?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what?
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and all...
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotion. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
So, what did the voice say? Huh. If you were hearing their emotions...
Rather than worrying about them, we should... Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before...
Oh, right. That makes... I wonder where humans come from.
Traveler and Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We would've...
I can tell, judging by... But you're actually right on time. The audience still has... The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations.
Ooh, front rows!
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thinking.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at...
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. Oh, these should be our seats. Come on. Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person. Ah, you little.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it, Paimon's. Sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linny would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself.
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linny. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first, so I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become...
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw...
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as...
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Oh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be... Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a...
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking... Two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental... Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear. or appear. The possibilities are endless. But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't seem to do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally...
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette...
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that. But our magical journey has only just begun. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is, in which case, I have ample time to make all necessary. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes. There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic. Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give...
Wow! How's he gonna do... Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does...
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't... Now then, let's begin. Let me see... Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've cared. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, if the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can... I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so... Oh, and no tricks now.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count...
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. Come on, repeat after me. 60.
60! 50!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see...
54, 53, 52... Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the
Oh! Alright. You look so serious that... 40! 39! 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all...
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air...
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's work...
25! 24! 23!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix...
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry.
19! 8!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can... 10 seconds and change is still
10!
Almost there now.
8!
Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
What happened?
Is this part of the show? Mr. Linney, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now.
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box.
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowl in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial...
The serial disappear...
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before!
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole...
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased... Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things...
That can't be right! He was in the box on the stage the entire time. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind it.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linney and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
Huh? I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like
a kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show.
I mean, of course, my dear people. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Linney, won't you? Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met. But with Linney's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
Huh. It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Linney and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hear.
Linney!
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like...
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Good to hear. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, I don't know whether what happened there on the as for how that girl, even a skilled and knowledgeable magician...
Which is precisely why we need to investigate! As this book says... The impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool. Don't worry. Paimon used her own savings to buy...
I think they look cute on...
You have good taste, Lynette!
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave. Since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during—
Oh, well.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks, 'tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then we should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation team's... Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troop, the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the... As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smacked. This is the real mystery. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly on... All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned.
But he doesn't have a motive!
Are you both good?
Well, you can't say...
So in just a short... I know there's no such... I've seen a lot of cases. And... Sorry, Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the...
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water to... The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Most of it was burned away, but there's still... Wait!
The seats were all booked in advance. Sure, it's not. Her name is Halsey. Apparently, she's a magic troupe member. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all. That's how it seems to.
Okay then.
No need to be so. It is of utmost.
The investigation team has some new...
See?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Lenny used the machine. Well,
It turns out that the seat... I'm sure you already know that In other words...
That much checks out.
Let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lynn.
Whoever the murderer was, this people needed... Why would it be? Gosh. Why would... Whoever the...
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new...
We don't have to... The FUD?
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bait. I'm of the opinion when the pyrotech...
Wait, wasn't the...
Perhaps the balance wasn't... Oh, that's true.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Linny's still talking to the... I think some... Linny's still talking to the guard. I think someone... Linny's still talking to the guard. I think someone...
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No?
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it. Spina di Rosula and I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus, Demoiselle's various...
Huh? Boss?
Well, I am the second generation...
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia.
Okay, if you say so.
All merely trifling detail. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial, judging from the look of things.
Really? We think so too, but...
Intuition, naturally. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any... But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice... Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no...
Sounds more like you just...
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting. All right, I've answered your question.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial?
Well?
And why would that be? See, Silver...
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I, too, think no matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectation, that if that can be done, boss...
All right, that's quite enough, Melus. Anyway, now, I need to make some preparations, following which...
Wait! Since when did we become assistant?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure.
That's more like it.
Far be it from you wish to save a...
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like...
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty.
We'll be making some preparations first.
Clever.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette. Were you always guarding this end?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out, so the missing girl couldn't... I doubt there was...
How can you be...
Well, because I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put. We Melazines are good at...
So, it's safe to say that... Alright, thank you for your help. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. My mom wonders how Lenny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rope.
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navi, and these are my companions. Would you mind?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would...
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from...
The back? You mean the inside of the door?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you... The 2 magic boxes are positioned right... See this flatbed? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the...
I see. So that's the purpose.
Precisely. The inner box would descend up...
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the audience member would only be able...
Right! You were talking that whole time!
Ah, yes. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation before.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Lenny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascent. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here be... But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand,
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured... And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick. Could we have a look around? I think we can...
This is the scene of the crime, so Lenny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for...
Whatever it...
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which... What?
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water and here's a broken vase.
That can't be. Oh, her clothes are here.
But right. Ugh. What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh.
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down. Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of the... Let's find a place to sort...
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the
They believe the guards have changed.
So the tunnels become like a
In other words, the
charges and then...
That's right. This is how a trial goes. That's right. The statements from both... To put it simply, it's as...
This also precludes any kind...
Once both sides have finished speaking, then, finally, the
Huh? So that machine is the...
In practice, there is very little... Ah, yes, the...
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twin...
They're concerned that we might be colluding, and even if that were not so...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that!
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of... I mean, what better way to
Huh. Breaking out some... Just kidding! Just kidding!
What do you mean, no
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with...
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking need.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight.
These three are quite the interesting group. And Paimon thought it smelled good. Well, from the way you had these two guys carrying all that, but you ended up doing the...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Paimon was just...
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making... Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right... Anyway, give these a try.
Only...
Well, eating...
Tea is ready to be served as... No need for concern.
All right, then. However, the magician twins...
Exactly! Why would they do...
The flower vase and the... resulting in the shatter... Perhaps the criminal thought that's in...
Paimon thinks that makes sense.
True, but...
Huh. Could Halsey...
That's right. And even if she had tampered, nor does she have any...
From the sound of things, your macarons are amazing. What? Fun?
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might...
No. Being greedy is one thing, but besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then other... Wait. Even you don't believe... If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose... Malus, set up the stove again, if you would.
Huh? What are you...
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course?
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really...
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, it would be awkward if you got...
All right, thanks for your help, and for...
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. Impossible things don't
just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be... Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about...
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to...
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up, and that was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede...
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this...
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for...
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically...
Huh?
Hey, hang on! Something's not right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually...
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing. Now it all...
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. Oh, good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Please answer my question.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to...
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, What is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're all...
The defendant deceived their own attorney.
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than... In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paimon just knew it. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's real.
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing, but our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we...
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that it's... I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more... Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, but still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal.
Sorry.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first, and...
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why. During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with...
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to...
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to... Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite... That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and After that, the homicide...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's...
That's the only way we can save every...
So, there you have it. The whole truth. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh? Oh!
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. Countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the... Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed. So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that... And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linney experienced and what he saw. seems that... According to Linny, he left Linny went to the room. Linny did...
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has some... When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground... Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And finally, he reached the surface. And that was when the accident happened from his... Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant... Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage...
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of...
Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. But what proof? Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, you're saying that he wasn't.
sure we don't need to give this more thought? Paimon thinks there's some... That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well, to think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The deceased's name is Cal. Halsey is the missing person, and the deceased's name is Cowell. Could there have been a third person involved? The deceased's name is Cowell.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. No one entered or left the opera house. Lenny was not in the tunnel at that. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So there must... The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take... Lenny was not in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both people to fit in. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from... The sound we heard may have come from a... Halsey's clothing was... It would have been tough for both people to...
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I...
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different... Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial...
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very and it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make...
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that... The sound we heard made... The deceased's name is... No one entered or left the opera house through its entrance. It would have been tough for both people to fit. The vase was not broken.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality where... Must we really? I should think magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking...
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of the...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had... The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese. The notes also state that these dissolution properties... As such, we believe that the...
You gotta be kidding.
It's something so...
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a...
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partner?
Let's go. Just trust...
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please...
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. The water from the primordials... Now it seems like the hook rope would... Lynette was in the magic box on... The rope that strung the water... I remember there was... The water from the primordial... I remember there was something... The water from the primordial sea... The rope that strung the water tank up was lit... Lynette was in the magic box. Now it seems like the hook rope was... Now it seems like the hook rope... I remember there was something...
Ahem! It's Ace Detect! In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make...
That actually links together a...
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cowl's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the...
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with...
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people, and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's...
What?
That can't be.
Well, how wonderfully comedic. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all, having made modifications to the props beforehand. His accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his... Ultimately, he now, as... Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no! Seems using the water at...
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale! Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move... Excuse
me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please.
What in the world is...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a... But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think...
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she...
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey! No wonder you look familiar! Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled!
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector he even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective. The strange sound. The flower vase was. Lillian was.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of her panic only in hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lil mistakenly believed the two broke the flower vase with no way of escaping. That she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons.
At this point, all the events that happened in...
so bravo.
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow. Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowl, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowl entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, performance ended before hiding in other parts of the... As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the Opera House, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Hooray, Linny and Lynette! Amazing!
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separate, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, part. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you...
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Koopa...
I was just following order. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to set. Therefore, you would be wise to tell
Yes! I'll tell you, our boss discovered that the water can cause people to... It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause... We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you... I guess. But I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
A knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular before long, and...
So you went from orphan...
That was how we felt at first. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for... He would constantly take me...
That doesn't seem...
It took... After one particular performance at a banquet, I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not. The answer he gave me was... She caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who you're...
Oh no. So... But wouldn't Fontaine's law...
As far as outsiders are concerned, I managed to ferret out the location. All I saw was the moonlit ground.
So...
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, the House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her, but she was also quick to destroy the noble.
Oh, so that's how the two of you...
She has gained permission.
So, she believes in that...
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is current... Today's case has all of us house members here. To us orphans, the only
So, from small...
It's alright. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even if you should need anything at all in the future...
Bye, Linny!
Hey there! What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for it?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're and give it...
I see. Sorry.
Don't say that now.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new Wait, shall we have a fair...
Huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take a...
You don't have to...
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then.
Huh? I came here several times with my father when I was little.
Oh, don't worry.
In that case...
Ooh, everything looks so good.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good...
And if it...
Well,
Yeah. Oh, we called this affair...
Oh, true.
Speaking of cases...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward.
If it hadn't happened...
Right? Yet it was
If only that got...
In such investigations, even the smallest... To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's easy to guard, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all... Let's talk about something else. Like,
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended.
I've heard that there's a long line...
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here. Guess that's Spina di...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House. I'm sure Lady
Could you...
All right, I can personally testify that this one works. When... valid point. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of...
You mean that if we catch her while why don't we give it a try after the...
Huh? Paimon.
Was this your drink?
No, it's...
Alright.
Is that so? If we're all finished eating...
Yeah. Hey, Navia! What are you...
Oh, nothing. So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine... in any case...
See